Getting through the workday with cravings to drink alcohol can feel overwhelming. The breakthrough to get a handle on these cravings to drink at work come from simple planning that most people overlook. My 20-year sobriety journey has shown me that analyzing the workplace like a battlefield is the key. Today you will discover steps to take back control at work and squash your urges to drink alcohol. Stay tuned. Staying sober can be tough, especially when you're at work, where it seems to be an endless source of triggers, stress, deadlines, bosses, even just the monotony of the day-to-day routine. Hi, this is Alex, the Sober Dad. In today's video, I'm gonna dive into 5 powerful techniques that will help you to combat urges at work and stay sober. I'm gonna go over 5 specific scenarios and how to tackle them so you can complete your workday without falling for these urges. The first scenario is stressful deadlines or high pressure tasks. Work stress can very easily lead to urges to drink. For example, when your boss assigns you a last-minute urgent task or the deadline moves forward and there's a lot of work that needs to be completed. In this scenario, the most important thing is to keep calm under pressure. Breathing is going to become very important because when we are under stress, we stop breathing or we start breathing very shallowly, and this just increases our sense of stress. So you're going to start practicing some deep breathing so when the time comes that the pressure mounts, you're ready and you know how to breathe. Breathe deeply through your nose and exhale. Try it again. Breathe deeply through your nose and exhale. Take your time and do this 4 or 5 times. Don't do it too many times because you might get lightheaded. Take a pause after a few repetitions. But this breathing technique sends a signal to your brain that things are okay, that there is no tiger chasing you, that there's nothing that can really hurt you right now. And this will bring your stress level down. It will kick in your parasympathetic nervous system to calm you down after you hear this news of the deadline. If you're feeling really stressed out, do something physical. Go for a little walk, 5-minute walk, move, because your body wants to get rid of that excess nervous energy, and it's very important that you're able to burn it. Otherwise, it's just gonna build up inside your mind, and when you get out of work, you're gonna wanna drink really badly. So make sure that even if you're in an office environment, that you're able to burn that extra energy. And the next step is to get into problem solving mode. Meaning, now that you know what's gonna happen and that you have a very tight deadline, you have to break the problem into manageable pieces, because it is very easy to catastrophize and think that the sky is falling, but you can focus on the things that are under your control, the parts of the project, the tasks that you have direct input, and focus on doing those. Don't worry about the things that you cannot control, what other people have to do. Just focus on the things that you have to do and the things that are under your control. Scenario number 2 is drinking at social events or happy hours, because a lot of companies have a culture of drinking at work or in social events, and you might have already participated in a lot of these social events, so you might feel left out if you are not drinking, or you might be afraid that people might start asking questions of why you're not drinking. So peer pressure can be a very strong factor and a strong trigger for continuing the habit of drinking during social events and occasions at work. So you have to prepare some responses for when you find yourself in these situations. You can have responses such as, I'm just cutting back because I don't want to drink too many calories, or I'll join you, but I'm just going to stick with soda, Or you can just say, I just don't feel like drinking today. What you will discover is that at the end of the day, most people don't really care if you drink or not. People are focusing on their own good time, on their own drinking, and they don't really care if you are drinking or not. They don't really mind if what you're holding in your hand is a glass of soda or a Coke and rum. So don't worry so much about what people will think, because that's used to be my problem. I used to fear that people were going to think that was something wrong with me, or that I couldn't hold my liquor, or something like that. And when I stopped drinking and still continued to going to a lot of these social events, I realized that people really didn't care. There was the occasional person who would ask me if I wanted something to drink, and I will just politely decline, or will let them know that I'm already drinking something else. So don't worry so much about that, but do have some responses prepared so you don't get caught off guard and you feel like you need to drink. Scenario number 3 is boredom or idle time. Let's face it, there are moments at work where there is not much going on, or you're waiting for somebody's input, or you're waiting for direction from management, and you don't have much to do. Boredom and idle time can be very triggering because your mind has nothing to focus on, so it will focus on drinking. And that's when cravings can feel the most intense. The strategy here is to keep busy. So organize your desk, organize the work that you're gonna have to be doing in the future. Plan ahead. Don't just stay idle. There's always something you can do, or offer your help to somebody else who needs help. And if nobody needs help, then you can work on personal projects. So that implies that you actually have a list of personal goals and projects that you are working on. And this is very important. I have a list of personal goals and projects that are my default. So every time I have nothing else to do, that I'm not doing a specific type of work, I always default back to my personal projects that I can always try to advance so I can get closer to the things that I want. And let's not forget, you can always do something fun. You can grab a crossword puzzle and work on that, or read a book, or listen to a podcast that you enjoy. Do something that is enjoyable and keep your mind from being idle for too long. Scenario number 4 is conflict with a boss or with a coworker, and this is very usual at work. And this can lead to feelings of frustration and anger, and also lead to the urge to numb your emotions with alcohol or other substances. A coworker is acting difficult or criticizes your work, or your boss is treating you unfairly. These can be extremely stressful, leading to emotions that might be hard to suppress. So the key thing is that you do have to deal with these emotions. Now, you cannot get into fights when people start criticizing you. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take a step back. Do not react impulsively. Take a few breaths like we did before, and understand that these strong emotions will pass. Do not send that angry email or pick up the phone. Just let time go by and let things cool down. Talk to a supportive coworker or a friend before responding. Another option is to journal and put your feelings down on paper, because this will help you to relieve the pressure of these strong emotions. There's nothing wrong with feeling these strong emotions. We get into trouble because we might react impulsively, or if we suppress these strong emotions, then they build up. And when you go back home, guess what's going to happen? You're going to want to drink. Scenario number 5 is drinking at lunch, because some people, some companies have a culture of going out for lunch and drinking alcohol. And even if you decide that you're not longer going to drink, just the routine and the habit of going to a certain place and having lunch and drink might be enough to trigger you and compel you to continue the habit and order a drink. The strategy here is to change your routine. Don't go to these lunches anymore. Bring your own lunch. Schedule a quick call with a friend at lunchtime so you can continue to have some type of social interaction. The important thing here is to break the habit, because we are creatures of habits and routines. And if you continue to go to the same places where you used to drink, you're gonna feel a strong urge to drink. So if you're struggling with drinking alcohol, work can be a source of cravings and triggers, and you just have to be aware of it and plan accordingly. Identify the moments of the day that trigger you the most and work on them. Half the battle is being aware, and the other half is having a plan of action for when the cravings happen. This is hard, but it can be done. I used to have a lot of cravings at work, and now I don't, because I prepare for the inevitable stressful situations that come when you're doing work. And I have a list of coping mechanisms that I can engage, from talking to people, from like doing exercise, or engaging in alternative activities for social interaction, or when there isn't much going on at work. If you decided to quit drinking but find it hard to stay motivated, check out this video I made right here, which is about how to stay motivated, because that is one of the most important things that you need to master when you decide to stop drinking. And if you want help to quit drinking, consider joining my Sober Now mentorship program, where I will provide you with all the tools that you need to stay stopped, to deal with cravings, to change your mindset around alcohol, and to learn how to live an alcohol-free and fulfilling life so you can become the best version of yourself. If you enjoyed this content, please subscribe to the channel and share it with anybody who you think might benefit from it. This is Alex Rivera, the Sober Dad, and I will see you in the next video.